Death is death. It's not here or there. Once that chapter's closed, it's closed. You know, people say they won't forget people, but somewhere along the lines, over the years, I think you can. You know, they'll still be there, but you're not going to be thinking of them every minute of the day anymore like you first start off. You know, you've got to still move on, and it does make you realise, it's made me realise, when I lost Paul, it's made me realise how short life is, and how you can't cram everything you want to do and say, I'll do that next year, or I'll do that the year after, because you never know if that year's going to come.
What would be your last words in your dying moment?
Last words, I think, would be, thank God I've achieved and thank God I'm loved. I mean, I'm a filmmaker and I'm an artist and I enjoy creating. And hopefully that kind of brings pleasure to people. I think also it leaves a legacy.
Oh my God, that old shut up line. I would probably say, if I was going to be serious, which I'm not serious very often, I'd probably say, am I dreaming? That's quite reflective.
Well, my last words would be, because I've already planned my funeral, and so I plan to have a dictaphone in the coffin with me. So when I'm being carried down the aisle, by the way, those topless butler people, not family or friends, like, let's end in glamour, I would have like a voice that would be like, oh hi, nice to see you again, you've shown up for the free booze. And then once they've put me on the altar and the curtains are about to close and everyone's like appropriately upset, then I'm going to be like, don't forget to enjoy the buffet, I organised it myself, and don't let that bloody prom ring go off, because that would be rude.
Well, I'm just an ordinary person, you know, somebody that's not noticed. I'm just one of, you know, it's a low, my life has been a low life. Not nasty low life. I've done nothing but a normal life. You know, I'm not a star or anything like that, am I?
Probably there must be more to life than this, you know, because every day it feels like you're just beginning. So it would be that, really. Or my other quote, the philosophy I live by, if you know the meaning of death, therefore you know the meaning of life. And then you know every second counts, so you got to live that moment. So I could say that there, you know. If you know the meaning of death, therefore you know the meaning of life.
I understood from the beginning that my life was going to be short. But I wonder what they'll now write about me in my obituary. Gia Marie Barbera, remembered for her crazy voice and wild laugh, for being an all-around lovable loon who danced her way into everything, creating panic and disorder wherever she went, leaving only good wishes behind.
What do you think the picture you took on that day represents? What does it say about Paul's afterlife?
I believe that picture, because he was a Rastafarian and that was the Lion of Judah on his gravestone. And when I looked up and looked at the cloud and there was a shape of a lion, I felt like it was telling me he's at peace, he's gone to a good place, you know, to start his work up there. So he was safe, away from the stress and everything else. He was in good hands.
How would you like to die?
Well, the way you said that nearly killed me. How would I like to die? I would like to die in some sort of dramatic way. So like on stage, but not in the sense where people don't laugh at me. Just in the sense where I'm about to do a massive punchline. Boom, he goes. Or I'd like someone to accuse me of being a witch and drown me. Just because I'm a big fan of Charmed, and so go with what you know.
Just to my heart to stop, and that's it. I don't want to be ill. I don't want to be lying in hospital and be revived or anything like that. I just like to go pop and it's all over.
In a penthouse full of Russian hookers and a bowl of cocaine, a heart attack in the middle of the most passionate orgasm of my life, like some rock and roll legend. But other than that, I've always thought a parachute jump where the parachute doesn't open would be pretty instantaneous. Don't want to drown, don't want to burn, don't want to freeze. Go out with a bang. Yeah, I'll go with the Russian hookers and the bowl of Coke.
You don't want to die like in Sainsbury's or somewhere, you know, Marks and Spencer's, or just crossing the road. That's really boring, you know.
I'd like to do something quietly, so probably just in a bed of roses with my boyfriend.
Have you ever had any near-death experience in your life?
Yeah, once. Once I swam across a big river that was way beyond my swimming capabilities, and about halfway across I started seizing up. And it was a freezing cold river, and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was drunk and it was stupid, and halfway across I started thinking, this is it, I'm going to get swept away. But miraculously somehow made it. Some old couple on a barge came past and picked me up out of the water and took me with them. My divine saviours. But that's probably the closest I've come to death, to really thinking I'm going to die.
I was 17, I was in a car crash, and my best friend died. He was 21. We used to, about 10 of us used to meet in the pub. And he was kind of life and soul, almost the leader of the gang in a way. And we were going down a place called Oldham Road, going into the centre of Manchester. And the car went off the road and hit a petrol pump. And I was getting thrown around in the back, and I thought, this is it, I'm going to die. You know, the wheels had collapsed, was spinning from one side of the road to the other. There was cars avoiding us, I was hitting the roof, I was going everywhere.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Definitely my parents. Because, I mean, I think they are very lucky that I turned out this way, considering the job they did. My mum looks like Ronald McDonald with boobies, and my dad's like some sort of Tom Selleck porn star wannabe loser. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done porn, my father, because I've never seen him leave the sofa in years, so he's done something in there with a camera. And yeah, so I would change the parents. And so, like, because there was this time when I was born, I don't know if anyone else has been through this experience, where, like, I was coming out of my mammy's foofy, and then, like, I went to go back in, and then the doctor had to get one of those suctions to suck me out to make sure I came. And I think I was going back in because I realised that I was never meant to be in Tameside. I was meant to be in, like, Malibu. And so sometimes I wish I was born in the third world, then Angelina would have picked me up on the way past. You know what she's like.
Any last minute advice you would give?
Live your life to your full as you can, you know, and enjoy yourself. If you can, not everybody can enjoy their life.
To life for me is laughing and enjoying it and making sure that those around you enjoy it.
I don't think we tend to thank people enough or appreciate people enough within our own little worlds. I think we take a lot for granted. And I think with all of those around you, I do feel kind of shape you as a human being. You know, all those friends that you've had or lovers from the past. The person who you are now, if you took probably one of those things away, then you wouldn't be that same person.
Every knockback is an experience. Every painful experience is a valid experience. Nobody ever learned anything out of the good times. You always remember the bad times for some reason. That's because you know there's a lesson to be learned there, you know. The good times come and they're very smooth. But the bad times you can learn a lot from. And you've got to have that inspiration for life, you know.
Learn all the dance moves to Cheryl Cole Fight for This Love. Do it in private because you don't want anyone to have this against you, like if they've got a camera of some sort. But it really does make you feel happy. Cheryl really is the queen. Kate who? And also, what would my last piece of advice be? Get a credit card because we're in a recession and you need to buy stuff. You should always look your best and you should eat well. And that is good advice.
Preparing for your last words before you die it would be a bit freaky, because effectively we don't know when we're going to die. I mean, we know that it's a certainty because we're born and we die, that's it. You know, in the middle is called life.
Tell me about the story you told me earlier, the no smoking ban, Simon.
I've had a lot of friends die. I mean, I'm a 41-year-old man now. Friends have died through cancer, friends have died through suicide, and friends have died through ODing. And I remember one funeral that I went to, it was at a crematorium. And I mean, this guy had committed suicide, he hung himself. And I was lighting up a cigarette, as one does, and I just started laughing because I'd looked round and there was a no smoking sign there. And it actually started everyone else laughing, and people couldn't work out why they were laughing. But my kind of reason for laughing is, this is a crematorium where you smoke people anyway, and yet there are no smoking signs up everywhere. And it just seemed irony to me. Like, but it put a lighter edge on the ceremony, you know, which kind of helped. Because I think death is a celebration of that person's life, and it's not about mourning. Everyone gets really maudlin at funerals. Maybe it's just a British thing.
Twisting your mind till you haven't a clue. Battling nations, backs to the wall. Globalization means nothing at all. I can't find it anywhere. The sound of revolution in the air. I can't find it anywhere. That sound of revolution in the air. Taking your mind and hung it to dry in a washing machine of political sky. All of your senses are under attack. Soon as you're gone, you can't come back.